All right, this is Ebony again, a.k.a. Fit Mom Diva of Simplicity Health Style, and today we have Charity on the line. How are you, Charity?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm awesome. Thanks for being with us today. You guys, she's a busy lady with twins, so she's taking some time today to share some gems. And for those of you that stick around to the end, you are going to have a complimentary gift. So please stick around and listen to what Charity has to share with us today. Charity, start off just by sharing with us one motivational quote that really inspires you, something that gets you going.
Okay, I have one that I can think of. It's by Eleanor Roosevelt. It says, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." So that's something that resonates within me because I've had to fight for a lot of dreams, and sometimes they're not easily attainable. So you have to keep going.
Yes, I love that. And one of the reasons why some people do not bring their dreams to fruition is because they stop. They stop too early, and sometimes they
Yeah.
stop right before they were about to have a breakthrough. So I love
Yeah.
that. That's something that I should probably put on the wall in front of me so I can look at every day too. So tell us about a time when maybe you didn't see the light at the end of the tunnel and you had to overcome some obstacles to be able to achieve your dream. Tell us about that experience.
I'd say the one that resonates most with me is just my journey to become a mom. It was 10 years in the making before we were finally successful and became pregnant with our twin boys. So that journey was long, it was arduous. We moved to several states during that process and had to keep starting over with new doctors and new communities for support. So throughout that time, my goal, my eye was always on the prize, and that was motherhood, and just to keep going forward, even when things weren't working out, or if it seemed tough, or we didn't have any success. I just kept going. Me and my husband stayed together in prayer. And we just reached out to other people in our church to kind of like uplift us and keep us going. So
Love it, love it, love it. And you know, it's amazing when we have a strong support system, but I do recognize that not everybody has that. And in this day and age, it is sometimes difficult to find the right type of support depending on what your dream is. But there's always people out there that we can connect with. Can you tell us
right.
just one resource, one way that people that may not, that do not have a strong support system, or maybe they have a strong support system, but they don't really understand that
What they're going
individual's
through.
vision, or they don't
Right.
understand the right tools to be able to help them to achieve that vision. What is one way that they can connect with others?
I mean, there's social media, but I would say more specifically, if you're looking for face-to-face support, you can use social media to find community groups in your area. You can go to the local YMCAs because a lot of times they have information on community groups. The library is a good resource for finding community groups as well. Local churches, even if you're not a person that has that faith, they often do times know where you can go for these to make connections with other people that are going through similar circumstances.
Yes, yes, yes. And you said it exactly as most people these days first turn. They turn to social media. They
Mm-hmm.
turn to social media for local community groups. For those of you that aren't aware, there are resources in your local environment that get people together of like-minded interests
Yes.
and have regular meetings scheduled throughout the week. So you would meet with these people that are interested in whatever, painting, for example,
Mm-hmm.
or dance or golf, whatever it is. They have meetup groups where you meet every Wednesday at 6 o'clock or every Saturday.
Right.
And these are free events. So if there's somebody that's interested in something that you have an interest in, most likely you're going to find something to talk about, right?
Right.
So I would say definitely take advantage of those. And social media is interesting in the fact that sometimes people feel like it disconnects you from people, but I believe that it disconnects you from people if you allow it to. If
Right.
you have a sense of balance where you know what social media time is and you know what your face to face time is, it could bring about a world of wonder. I think that last year when I ran an online course, and half of the people in the group were actually from other countries, I realized the impact that I can have via social media. There was
Right.
a lady in the group from Australia, another lady from Germany, another one from Bermuda. There were a couple of people in there from Jamaica, and then there were some people in there from the United States. And I met these people via social media. So that's the power of social media, and I think that it can control you if you allow it to control you.
Right.
Tell us a little bit about your lifestyle with raising twins, because I know raising twins, you may or may not always have a whole lot of time to be social, right?
Right. Right. Well, since having my twins, it has been a struggle because a lot of my friends, they had already had children years before, so their kids are, older and they have a lot more freedom. Whereas I'm still raising, I have toddlers; they're 3 years old, so I'm still in the thick of, kind of getting them to be a little bit more independent to take that time. But before I became pregnant with them, I had developed this relationship with these moms that actually lived in California. So those are like my motherhood buddies. We text all day, we give parenting advice to one another. And then I also have a Bible study group, which is, I've been with these women since 2009. So they were super instrumental in helping me to get through everything. And still to this day, we would hang out, have coffee. We would go out for lunch, but now I'm in Atlanta. So I'm starting all over again. And it's been quite the journey. I'm learning a lot about myself in the fact that I used to be really extroverted. Now I'm very introverted. So I'm trying to get my foot out there, and I'm trying to just, find mommy meetups, and I'm trying to get myself out to these events that are for women so that I can actually network and make friends, because, it's hard starting over. So that's where I am right now. But I'm making sure that I'm taking the time to invest in a social life because it's very important to me.
Yes, and it is difficult when you move to a new place and you know no one. Is almost like, okay, so I'm starting afresh, and I have even more responsibilities now that not necessarily going to take me out of the house as quickly as if I
Right.
didn't have any children at all.
Right.
What would you say to those ladies that they do have multiple children? Maybe they take care of aging parents, maybe they have a spouse, and they feel like they really don't have a whole lot of time to start off a new venture. So they've had this dream since they were 8 years old, but they feel like, I just don't have the time. What would you recommend to them so that they can at least begin to make baby steps?
Um, I would actually say keep a journal of what you're actually doing. Like, figure out your daily schedule, because there's always some pockets of time somewhere that you're not accounting for. And even if your start is just 15 minutes a day, that's something that you can build on, and that you're using those 15 minutes to do something that you love. Very important to always make time for something that you love and you're passionate about. You don't want to get, loaded up on taking care of other people or all these different tasks that you forget about what makes you unique and what makes you you. So you really have to just try to invest in carving out that time, even if it's only 15 minutes, even if you have to lock yourself away in the bathroom and say, I'm going to take a long shower, and you sit there for the first 15 minutes trying to study or read or surf the web to find out where you can start. What are the baby steps or the beginning steps to this thing that you're wanting to chase after?
So yes, and that's so key. Sometimes we feel like we should be spending an hour or two working on our craft.
Right.
In all actuality, if you just stuck with 15 to 20 minutes a day, times that by 7 days in a week, look how much you were able to achieve
Right.
by just doing 15 to 20 minutes a day.
Right.
Times that by the number of weeks in a year, and you
Mm-hmm.
made some progress. I think that too many times we take those moments as, let's just think about this dream a little longer, when in all actuality, we could have been using that time to take action steps to that dream.
Right. Right.
Let's make a phone call. Let's send an email. Let's go online and research something that has to do with what that goal is. I think using our time wisely and productively is important, especially when we have children, because there's never going to be a perfect time. You have to take the moment and make it perfect. Tell us a little bit about someone that maybe you inspired, or someone that you helped to influence, that perhaps you didn't even see yourself as being influential.
I have to say that, I've been I'm a breastfeeding mom, and so it's been something that's been really I've been really passionate about. And even before considering going into the lactation field, I would always just talk with these moms and just like listen to them, not tell them advice, not tell them, well, you need to keep going or you need to do this. I would just listen to them when they would come to me and, I have this issue with my baby and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And there was one friend, Erica, she would always come to me and talk to me after church. She'd be like, do you have 5 minutes to talk to me? And I'm like holding two babies and I'm kind of like, ugh. And I'm like, okay, yeah, sure. And so I would talk to her every Sunday. And then once I moved, she told me, I miss you so much. And you were the only person that I felt really listened to me. And she was the one that was kind of encouraging me to go forward into pursuing my passion of lactation, because she's like, you just made me feel so good. And because of you, I continued because you listened to me and you validated my feelings. And so I really appreciated that. It was something that was so unexpected when I got this email from her. It just like brought tears to my eyes. So
that is so awesome. And a lot of times you don't realize who you're
no.
impacting. And these people could live clear across the country, clear
Oh yeah.
across the world, and they just have no idea. So that's why it's so important to be positive and spread that good energy and be a listening ear. I think too many times we go to our friends and yeah, they listen, but then they're on to, well, now let me talk about myself.
Right, true.
So people like you that actually will take the time to listen and not pass judgment, those are, a gem when you get a hold of those type of people. So do you feel like with the influence that you've had as a lactation consultant, do you feel like once your kids get to a certain age that you're going to be on to new things, or do you feel like this is it, like this is your real true passion?
um I feel like it's something that I'm super passionate about, and I'd love to see how far I can go with it, because there's so many different facets to it and there's so much awareness that needs to be brought to the community about it. So I think that as they're older and more independent, I'll just have more time to hone that craft and really dig into it. And I can spend hours taking the courses that I really want to do, or doing conferences and traveling around that I'm not able to do right now with two small children. So I feel like this is my thing. This is my passion that was God given, because I always loved photography and it gives me the warm fuzzies every time I hold my camera. But this is a different type of thing. This is like really impacting people's lives and their overall health of them and their babies and generations to come. It's so important. So
I love it, love it, love it. And do you feel like you would prefer to increase your reach via social media in this capacity, or be more active in your local community?
I think locally here we have a huge population of moms and young families. I mean, obviously socially is great because that's how people find out about you a lot of times, through social media. And I love social media for that networking. But locally is so important as well, because oftentimes we can reach people in other communities and their resources may be different. They may have lots of lactation help in their community already, but locally is where I'm very passionate about. So.
Awesome. So you guys hear that? There are so many different methods that you can go out there and spread your message and be impactful. There's people, like you said, right here in our community that need our services. And we understand the resources better than anyone else because we are actually in the community.
Exactly.
How can people get in contact with you if they do have questions? Because I know there's going to be some ladies that are going to want to message you and follow you on social media so that they too can get their question answered, or pass it on to a friend that may be a breastfeeding mom. So what's
Okay.
the best way for people to get in contact with you?
Well, I'm on social media. Instagram is my jam. So you can reach me on Insta, direct message, or comment on any of my photos. And I usually respond pretty quickly. My handle is at Milky Mama, and it's MILKIEMAMA.
All right, perfect. And for those of you that are frantically writing that down, I'm including it in the description box. And if it changes, I'll definitely update it for you guys. So please follow her and keep in contact. People like this, you don't always meet positive, genuine people that are passionate about their craft. Sometimes I'll come across people that are doing things because maybe they're good at it, but this is not something that they're truly passionate about. So when you can come across people like Charity that actually loves this is what she feels like she's called to do, follow these people and communicate with them. You never know where it could take you. For those of you that are interested in joining a group of positive, like minded women, you can join my Nutrition for Busy Women Facebook group. We talk about nutrition from a food consumption standpoint, but we also talk about nutrition for the body, mind, and soul. And for those of you that join, you'll get a complimentary gift. And we are definitely pushing mothers to encourage breastfeeding because we know that that is one of the more healthier ways that your baby can consume their nutrients when they're that young.
Mm-hmm.
No judgment. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But I encourage you to explore the options available to you. You guys, if you have a message that you'd like to also share with our community, please feel free to send me an email. And again, all my contact info is in the description box. And I hope you guys have an awesome day wherever you are in the world. Feel free to listen to any of our future episodes and share this with family and friends that you believe could benefit. All right, you guys have an awesome day. I'll talk to you soon.